Okay, so can someone tell me the object which we are using here?
It will
On
be
which
account
object trigger has to be used?
Account
It's
object.
on account.
Okay. What is the event?
It's
After.
Why?
Because it's creating after creation of account record, the contact should be created.
Something on contact.
Yeah.
Based on A, do something to B. On
B,
that
yeah.
basis, we'll go to the events. Okay.
Yeah.
I think everyone should be clear on this, right?
Yes, Smriti.
Okay. Then comes the DML.
It is insert, as it's a new account. That means a new record has been creating.
Yes, it should be insert. If you
Yeah.
want, like you can ask the interview that, okay, do you even want an update, and get the more clarity. But when we are reading the question, it looks like insert. And if they want on update, like even on the time of update, then we can always make that change. Okay. So this is the thing. Now, can someone tell the logic behind it? What can be the logic here?
I can try, Smith.
Okay.
Do you want me to share the screen?
Okay. So I will just stop sharing and you start.
Okay. Okay. Can you all see my screen?
Yes, Munmun.
Okay. So I have created a trigger account trigger on account object, and as we discussed, I have used after insert because we are creating a new account, and then I have taken a list of contact which I'll be updating at the end. Once I enter into the trigger, I'm running a for loop where I'm fetching all the new account value which I'm getting through trigger.new, and then I'm passing it in account A. Now I'm checking if A dot the field annual revenue field is more than 50,000, then it will do some operation. What operation it will do? It has to update on contact object name field. So I'm running a for loop. Like there is an external for loop on account, and then there is an internal for loop on contact. So I'm trying to sorry about that. I'm trying to pass the account IDs, like A.ID will have the account ID, and for that account I'm trying to fetch the contact records, like all the related contact records. So I'm iterating, I'm running a for loop, I'm iterating on the list of contacts that I have for this particular account, and I'm just updating the first name and last name to whatever name was given in the question, and then I'm updating this list which I have created here. I'm doing add what con, because con object stores the names that has been given, and then I come outside this for loop, and then I update this list. Yeah, I'm doing this. I think I should update it outside this for loop. Yeah, I think I should update it outside this. Oh, this is my logic.
Okay, can you just save it and create a record and see what is happening, and put
sure.
the debug statements before that, so that we are clear that okay, what is happening.
Okay, sure.
And guys, if there is any mistake in this, then you all will help in fixing the mistake the way we did yesterday.
Okay. And one thing I feel is if you're trying to insert 200 accounts, then 200 account records might have different kinds of updations. So it is good to get the IDs in a set, and then instead of using ticker.new, use that set variable. So that
Yeah, you're right.
No, that you can do. I mean, this is also fine, but just for bulk update, bulk.
Okay. Yeah, for now I'll just try to see if this is working.
Yeah, this will work, I guess.
Okay. So I'm printing account ID and the first name, last name. Okay, I'll just log in.
Just save it. Didn't got saved.
Okay.
Oh, it got. Okay, cool.
It's a little slow today.
That's okay.
Okay, I'm trying to create a new account. And I need to update the revenue field. So let me go back and check. Do you guys see the revenue field?
Now
Yeah,
stop it.
here.
National revenue, yeah.
Need to see. I'll try to. There's no contact here. Okay, so I have to create a contact. Okay, now again I'll just try to update the revenue field. Okay, it's not updating. Should we go back to the debug and see?
No, Manmohan, this is an update, so that's why it is not working. What we wrote is an insert. That means it should be a new record.
Yeah, right.
Try to create another one.
If I create a new account, then I have to create a new contact at the same time. Okay, let me try.
So according to what my understanding is,
contact will not be created because what we are doing, we are updating it without creating it. See, like what mistake we are doing here, we are creating a new account in the beginning, but there are no contacts related to that account. And what we are doing, we are fetching the contacts. The query will give you 0, the count, because it's a new account record. So there are no contacts related to that.
Yeah.
And then you're so basically here what we can do, we can create a contact like an object in the, if you go to your trigger code,
okay,
like on the 12th line, yeah,
one second, Gan. Just 1 second. Stop 1 second. So now before she changes the logic, just give me 1 second. So you understood, right, what is happening? Every time for Munmun, I'm saying that what is happening here is that when you are creating, you are writing on insert, right? But that time contact is not attached. And then once you have already created an account and contact, and then you are editing, so you don't have update, correct?
Right.
Okay. Just just stop sharing. So because of same reason, like what you did, the exact logic is perfect. The only reason is that once we create the account, because it is not an update, that is the reason we are creating a new contact. Because once you do it, like that's the like you got stuck there. Because even when I read the question, I understood that okay, we have to just update these two values. So why to create a new contact? Just correct.
Right.
But then it will never work on insert.
Right. So we have to insert the contact through code.
Yes, correct. So now,
can I share the screen?
No,
Actually,
now
there are like two mistakes in my code.
Yes, sorry.
So I want if anyone can rectify that.
So we are good with you, Munmun, right?
Yes, Smriti.
Okay, let's go ahead.
So here's my code. So I just inserted the list which we have created here on after insert. But there are like two mistakes I can see here in my code.
Annual revenue is a standard field, right? Like why did you use as a custom field?
Right.
And I think on the contact first name, I mean, when you say name,
there is no name field.
First
right?
name and last name too.
Right. Anything else?
We have to update the list, contact list, because we are adding.
No, we are inserting, right? We don't have
the contact list.
I am not like mapping this contact with the account, right? With this account.
Yes.
So
yeah,
that
there
is
no mapping.
right, exactly. So before adding it to the list, so contact dot id equals to our the one which we are adding account. So here it is. Yeah. So
And
what we are doing?
Yeah, please go ahead. I mean, before explaining, if you can put in the debug and there run it and save the code and put the system debugs.
Do that.
And guys, if anyone wants to give a mock interview on the Saturday, just let me know.
Smriti, I have one question. Sorry to ask in between this class, but will it be possible to have one session on collections? I think I missed that class and I wanted to have some clarity on it.
Collections. So
you can share the video, right?
Yeah, even that is fine.
And also what I'm trying to say you all is the reason of creating this group is and adding you all there is what I do. For example, today I was I wanted to do LWC super match. So I checked with Aarti, I checked with Gyan, okay, let's connect this time. Whenever I'm free, I will ping, okay, I'm free. Okay, if they are free, they will join. So that's what you have to do. You all are wanting the same thing. So that is the reason this group is there.
Yeah, sure.
So for teaching will be like, see, you here there is a difference. We could have taken the sessions and you could have watched. You will learn less as compared to you all discussing and making mistakes. That is why we are doing hands-on right now. So even if I give 10 times or you see all the YouTubes, it won't help you that much as compared to you do it, make mistakes, and you all can do together. Whoever is available, just ping, okay, I'm available right now. Whoever wants to connect, they can connect.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Sorry guys, looks like it's too slow. Come on.
Do you guys want to run it, or we should move to the next question? Up to you guys.
Yeah. Do you guys want us to run in, like want to see how it is working, the trigger, or do you guys want us to go for the next one?
I want to see how it's working.
Sure. I don't know why it's.
Yours is very slow. Like, is someone is working a little faster?
Yeah, I can just share the code in the chat then.
But who wants to share? Munmun, is it working faster for you, or Aarti?
I think Munmun was sharing the screen, right?
Yeah, you want me to share?
Yeah.
Copy paste this code and just run it.
Yeah. Okay. You want me to share the code, Munmun?
Yes, please.
And let's at least target 3 triggers. We have to increase a little bit speed.
Yeah, done. You can copy it. I'll stop sharing.
Thank you, Kian. Can you all see my screen?
Yes, Munmun.
Yes.
Okay. I'll just comment this and paste Gyan's code.
I think there's some problem with that and can't.
Okay. Can't record list.
I think the field. No. Yeah. The 30th line. C should be capital. Yep. There. Can you delete click above? I don't know. See event does not exist. Can you delete the above code? Okay, it is saved now.
And if you want, you can put some debug.
Okay.
So guys, every time you are writing a code, try to debug it to just learn what is happening, even if it is working fine for you. Just debug contact list just to see what is coming in the list. Go to line number 33. Okay, there is okay, it will be account ID. Last time we made the same mistake. No, in 33. 33 line, account ID instead of ID.
Okay, got it.
You didn't got it.
Yeah, account ID.
No, you didn't got it. No.
Okay, here this one will be account ID.
Yes, you know there is a field called account ID, right?
Yes.
Like lookup field. So here it's account ID equal to ID. Why we are using? Because of linking this and this together. So guys, this is used a lot. So just remember this, that we have to do the right account ID.
As you can see, it got updated.
Yeah, open the record.
This one, okay.
Yeah.
So contact first name and last name got updated to Gyan.
That was expectation. And can you show the account once? What is the amount you put in?
Sure. Account, I'm going to account field and then
details.
Here, more than
so
50,000.
Amount is greater than 50,000. So automatically the contact with the name, first name, last name got created. And now if you go to the debug statement, just quickly show what is happening there.
Try this. Okay, here you can see contact. First name is Gyan, last name is N, and account ID.
Yeah, good. So is there any confusion, or we can move to the next question?
It's clear, Smriti.
Yeah, I'm clear. We can go to the next one.
Okay.
Even karam ledu.
Arati.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay. So question is, whenever lead is created with lead source as web, then give rating as cold, otherwise hot. So object, can someone tell me?
Lead object.
Event?
Before.
After.
Oh, sorry, 1 second. Who said after?
J.
J. Okay, why is it after?
Because they are saying that whenever the lead is created, the lead source was web when the rating is good. So after it's created, only we have to change it, right?
Okay. So basically, whenever it is on one single object, generally it's before. So right now it will be before. So basically, last time we said that whenever something happens on account, do something to contact. So based on A, do something to B, we are using after. But whenever it is like single object we are talking about, mostly it's before only. So here it will be the before event. Aarti, do you have more explanation on this? Why it will be before?
Yeah, if you're trying to update on the same object on which you're creating the trigger, it will always be before. The updation on if you're trying to update the same object on which we are firing the trigger. So if both the scenarios are under the same object, we use before triggers.
Oh, okay. Got it.
If you're performing a trigger on lead and we are trying to update a related contact or opportunity, then we use after triggers.
Got it.
In most of the cases, but there are some exceptional cases, but in most of the cases, this is a scenario.
So for now, right now, blindly go whenever there is one object, just go for before. When there are multiple objects, then
go for after.
Go for after. Don't go with edge cases for now. Just go that, because that's how it will work for most of the times. If there is exception, I will check on that. So yeah. So coming to DML, what kind of DML it will be?
Insert.
Why insert?
Can you hear me? I said when a new lead is being created.
So basically we are talking about insertion. Creating is kind of creating a new record or inserting a new record.
Okay.
Am I audible?
Yes. Okay. So whenever lead is created with lead source, so what are the fields which we need? We need to pull in
lead source and rating.
lead source and rating. And how we can pull in these fields?
From trigger.new.
Why trigger.new?
Because that has all the new values that are coming in the new record.
All the new values. And it is in the form of list.
Yes.
Now, till here, we can easily crack. After that, whatever the logic is, maybe difficult, maybe easy, then our challenge starts. But till here, from where we are getting, okay, we are getting from trigger new, old map, what are the fields we are using. Till here, at least when we are giving the interview, we should be able to do it. Then logic starts where we might face challenge or not, depending on the question. Now, who wants to go ahead and share? Like just Munmun and Gandit. Like, is anyone else wants to share?
I can share, Smriti.
Go ahead, please.
Start screen share while other participants share.
Okay, one second. Please wait.
Is everyone able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So go ahead, just give a brief explanation on it.
Smriti. For some reason it struck, so just see me. Okay.
You're not sharing now.
You guys are not able to see my screen?
No.
Now okay, right? Or still
Yes.
not?
Yes.
You can see it now.
Yeah. So as we discussed, Smriti, so till here we are writing trigger on the lead object, and the DML statement and the event we are choosing is before insert. As Aarti said, whenever we are performing operation on the single object, and if it is with the data, then we always go with before, and it's insert operation. So I'm choosing trigger.new, as trigger.new will store all the new values, and I'm storing all the values in the trigger.new in variable L, and I'm taking an if else statement, because the question here is whenever a lead is created, lead source as web. So whenever a lead source is equal to web, a lead source is a pick list value on the lead object. So I'm checking for all the records. If the lead source is equal to web, then like assign the lead source as cold.
No,
If
it
it is
should be lead rating, right? Not the source.
Yes, it's a lead.
Yeah.
L dot rating.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll change it here. So it should be lead rating.
Yeah, you can update it now. That's fine. I think the field name will be just rating, I guess.
Yes.
Okay.
The standard, and even for the source, I guess it's not lead source.
No, it's a lead source.
No space there. Priyanka.
Aarti, mute.
Aarti.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is fine.
Save it. So yeah, we are good with this question. I think we don't need to run this because it's very basic. Is someone having any doubt on it? Any doubt?
Even the basic, that's fine. Just because this is very basic.
Okay. So let's move to the next question. Okay. Just a second.
I'm stopping.
Yep. Okay. So this question is a little bit different.
Just one doubt, small. We didn't write like below DML, like insert or update, something like that for the object lead. Need not to write?
Yeah.
No, for insert.
Okay. Go ahead, Aarti.
Yeah, for insert, insert will automatically happen. We don't have to. For update, we need to specifically add it to the list and then update that particular list. For insert, it will happen.
Okay.
So basically, a good question. Last trigger we had insert, right? The reason was the trigger was on some other object like accounts, and we were inserting contact, other related record.
Okay.
So that's why we had insert, and that will do it on the list.
Sure. Got it, Gnan. Thank you.
Okay, no problem.
So who asked this question?
Gayatri.
Gayatri, so I am not sure whether you guys are maintaining that sheet or not, but that is very important, where you all have to put all the interview questions together. And if you're not doing now, please do it. So now you asked a question, right?
Yeah.
Why we are putting insert or why we are not putting insert. So now you got an explanation. So just put that same thing in that particular sheet. So if you don't have, then ask in group the link for it and just add it. Whatever
Sure,
points
I'll
you
do
learn and know, just keep on adding.
Sure, Smriti. I'll
Whatever
add it.
interview questions you go through, even if the questions are repeating, doesn't matter. Sometimes, for example, Capgemini and Deloitte are asking same questions. So just put it again. That's fine. But please maintain a sheet. It will be really helpful.
Sure.
Even not even now, even 2 years after you give interview, it will be helpful that time also. Okay.
Yeah, I agree. Do that.
Yes. For everyone, yeah. So the question is, the trigger will
Yeah,
prevent the user.
Smriti,
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, just I wanted to ask one thing. Suppose like if it was in a list, like suppose there are new leads that needs to be created. So like in that case, we have to use that insert thing over there in the trigger.
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, like suppose there are set of leads that needs to be created, like set of new leads that needs to be created. So like in that case, like do we need to have that insert thing in the trigger?
Yeah.
The code that
Can I explain, Smriti?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So if you are trying to create a new instance for the object, lead object, and then create a new lead, then we have to specifically make an insert statement. But in trigger.new itself, we are trying to insert, like in previous example, we were trying to create an instance for contact object, and we are trying to create a new contact. So for that, we specifically use the insert. But we are not creating any instance and creating an object for lead in our example. So we don't have to specifically mention. Did you understand, or is it confusing?
Yeah, I got it.
It's a bit confusing, right? Okay, Smriti, you go ahead with your explanation.
Hey, Gyan, you were saying something, sorry.
Yeah. So like even for the bulk, it should work. Or what we can do, we can just create a list, and then we can do that. We can add into the list for the bulk operations.
Okay.
No, the question.
Okay, I will try and let you like how it works.
Can I explain a bit simple way what I understand with that insert? Yeah, what I think is that in the previous example, through the account creation of account, new account, we need to update, create a new contact. That is why we are writing as insert, because insertion should happen in the contact object, while in the lead object, it is the same lead object where what we are triggering. So the same account, same new record will update automatically because of the trigger.new function.
So that is the explanation I think.
Trigger.new is a list which will hold all
your
like it's a list, right? So it will hold all your. Go ahead.
Sorry,
yeah, that's okay. Okay, so trigger.new, the context variable which we used, that is a list, and we are storing that list in a variable like L, lead L. So that L is a list which will hold all your records which you are inserting at a time, like a bulk insert. So why we are not writing insert here is because we have that list on, and it is inserting in the list, and we are directly making changes in that list. Insertion and directly making changes. So we don't have to insert again into the list. It's already in the list, right? And then we are making update on the records which are in the list. You got it? So in the previous like trigger, what we did, we have created a empty list on the top of type contact. And then we were inserting into those empty list all the records. But here, when we have trigger.new, which is a list, we are storing it in a variable like L, all the records which we are inserting, and then each record, what we are doing, we are updating. If the source is web, then update the rating to hot or to the cold, or else update the rating to hot, like that. So it will hold all the records in a list and it will update one by one. You got it?
Yeah. Okay. So like what you were saying is like all the records are there in the list that we have created over there, and like for each and every fresh record, it will go and update it.
Can I share the screen?
Because the records are already there in the trigger.new.
Exactly. Yes. Like, let me share. So this is my previous. So here you can see. So here the value of list is here null, right? There is no value. This is an empty list. Then we are adding here, right? We are creating an object for this. And then each record we are adding, here you can see list.add. So we are adding each record and then we are inserting that list. Here,
I got that.
What we are doing, yes, this will hold your bulk records. This is because this is a list type and it will store in L variable. So L is a list here of type lead. And then for all the records, if the source is web, we are changing it to cold, or else we're changing it to hot, like that. So here we don't have to create a separate list and then insert it. Here already directly we are doing on the each record, updating it. Even if it has like 100 records, lead records, we are doing it on every record, this changes. Got it?
Yeah, I'm clear with this now.
Okay, does anyone have doubt on this? Or questions?
Okay, guys, let's move ahead.
It's clear.
Okay.
If you, I know we have passed the 1 hour, but I'm okay. If you are okay, we can continue with one more question.
Yeah, sure.
Munmun, Aarti, Priyanka, Reena, Jay.
Yeah, we are good. We are good. We are good, Smriti.
Yeah.
So yeah, so basically the thing is, okay, let's go with the question first. The trigger will prevent the user from deleting the account. This is because system admin has all the permissions. We cannot change the permission. So if you want, you can take help of Google on this. It is little different. So we have done like insert, update, but mostly we have not done delete operation. So this will help us remembering one delete scenario, because mostly we don't get the time to practice this, and sometimes if it comes in interviews, so we can't make it. So if you want, you can Google this also. Just try to see that what can be there, and then we can discuss. Let's take like 10 minutes on this, and whoever like completes it, just say that they have completed. So if there are like more people who have completed, we can start, not necessarily wait for the complete time.
Yeah, can you share the question in the chat?
Yeah, I'm putting it. Just give me 1 second. Okay, guys, let's get started. What is the object here?
Account.
What is the event?
Before.
Why before? Because we are just choosing one object. We have discussed that enough. And what is the DML? Delete. Why? Because on the delete up on the deleting of account, we are doing something, right? So that will be the operation. Are we clear on this?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Now comes the context. So basically, you want to delete account, so you have to fetch and then do something, right? So for that, what will you use as a context variable? Can someone name all the context variables first of all?
Trigger.new map.
And guys, this point which we are discussing now is very important. Okay.
trigger.old and trigger.old map.
Okay. So out of these four, which one we are using here?
Old. Trigger.old.
Okay, why?
Because after deleting, we will not have the record will be in recycle bin, right? So we can't have access to trigger.old holds all the values, all the.
Yeah.
Sorry, it'll fetch the existing record which we are trying to delete. So it's not a new record to be inserted or updated. It's an existing record.
So it is used for which DML operations?
Delete.
And?
Update.
Okay, correct. Now, why we are not using trigger.new? Because it brings the new version of S objects. This brings the old version of S objects, and it is used on.
So basically, if we have records, then only we can delete, right? If there is no, so here we are deleting the records. So we are not creating. So that's why we are going for trigger.old. So the records we already have in our database. So we will be working on that deletion. So that's why we are going with trigger.old.
Okay, yeah. So coming back to the trigger.old, okay, we said, okay, trigger.old, okay, delete and update is there. So we are using that. Okay, cool. For what trigger.new is used, like the DML operations?
Getting all the new
insert
values.
and update.
You're right.
So just rectify it, because this point, like you are like, I am thinking that you all are good till here.
Can
how
someone answer me, why can't we go for delete operation in trigger.new?
Because yeah, go ahead.
No, for
It
if
is
you want to
still
go
creating, right? It is not in the server already.
Right, it is not yet created. There is no data created. There is nothing to delete, right? That's why there is no question that we can delete, right? If the record doesn't exist.
Okay, so till here we got it. Okay, why we are not using new? So these context variable from which you are fetching, just we need to know that. Okay, this is before the logic which we are making. Now my question is that when we use trigger.old map,
when we are trying to compare old value with new value, so we need ID and the old record.
Comparing two values, then we use old map. Okay, like you said, for example, if you want to say that the stage is changed or not, then we use old map. But why we are not using trigger.old that time? Trigger.old will be also having the stage, right? While we are using old map.
Map has the ID. So like for example, when we are doing like account and like parent and child relation, I think we can use.
So here, just give me a second. I got a very good explanation here. Just let me open once. Just give me one second. Okay. See, now you need to check that if owner is changed, whether it is different from previous one. They want to check that if owner is changed from earlier one to the new one. Here comes the trigger.old map. Whenever we are comparing that it is got changed, and we have practiced that question also yesterday, you check that if new entered owner, let's say XYZ, is same as the previous owner. You can do that using trigger.old map. That is what you will be using. Okay. You can make out old map and new map. It's used to compare old and new version of records. So if you want to compare, and like Munmun said, because of the IDs, then you can use trigger.old map. Just one second now. See here, yeah, this is the one. Mostly people mostly use trigger.old map because the order of records in trigger.new and trigger.old might be different. So they can ask like, why you are not using trigger.old? So the old order of records will be different, but when we are comparing with the IDs, So there's no guarantee you refer to the same record while comparing. Trigger.old will be having the sequence of records in some other way, and new might be having some different sequence of records. But if you use trigger.old map, you get the old version of record using the ID, like Munmun said. And then that's the reason it guarantees. So whenever you are comparing, like you want to see that the stage name got changed, just blindly write, just use old map, because you have to compare the ID. If you use trigger.old, then there might be the change in the record sequence, and you might not be comparing with some other stage, some other record, and then the some other record stage, and that is the reason you use old map there when you are comparing. So is it clear, or is there any question, or someone wants to explain in better way?
Got it, Smriti.
Okay. And why we use trigger.new map? Jan.
Basically, it's a map of new records. We would like to save the record which we are inserting along with its ID. Then we go for trigger.new map.
Correct. So map of IDs of new version of S objects, and it is available for before update, after insert, and after update delete, update triggers. So guys, even if you are not comfortable for logic right now, this is something which you should be comfortable with, that which one you are using. So like we got to know, okay, these are the ones. Now, according to that basis, as we are not just comparing, we just need to delete. You will simply use trigger.old here to fetch the accounts and do something. Okay, so now we are clear on that. Is someone wanting to share the screen and show what they have done?
Yeah, I will do that.
Okay. And tomorrow I will ask all the versions, context variables. So please be ready with that and with some scenarios.
Okay, Smriti.
Is this correct, Smriti?
Yeah. Can you explain?
Yeah, what I did is an account object I created a trigger.
Can you do full screen?
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, for each account before deleting it will display. I
Yeah,
just added an error.
Correct. Are you able to delete now? Did you check that if you are able to delete?
No, I haven't checked.
Just check once.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you got it right.
Yeah.
How it works. Just remember these scenarios. I think even if you remember these scenarios, you will be good. I'm just stopping the sharing.